If you guys want to be able to dunk just like this in NBA 2K20, leave a like in the first 5 seconds. Hello, what is up everybody? Hopefully you guys have an amazing day as I am. But before we begin this video, can you guys please leave a like on this video? If you see my videos, can you please leave a like on them? It does help the channel grow and actually gives me more confidence to make more content for you boys by seeing the likes go up. It shows you want to see more and that you support me in every way possible, as well as leaving a comment and hitting that subscribe button as well. But today we have the top 5. I'm going to give you 2 extra runs. So the top 7 most essential finishing badges in NBA 2K20. I'm going to explain to you why they're the best, give you some graphs, give you some actual hard fact evidence on why these are the best. Let's go into the best and most essential finishing badge. We are looking at the most essential finishing badge. So if you only have one badge upgrade, this is the badge that you guys should all equip. Now here's a tweet from 2K themselves when the game first came out. This badge you need for contact dunks is a contact finisher. It boosts contact dunk frequencies by 20% at bronze and 15% for more each level. You also want your driving standing layup ratings as high as possible. 85 unlocks the best contact dunk packages. Now this is from 2K Labs before I go in more in depth. Now with the bronze badge, it gives you a 20% increase on making a dunk, plus another 15 for silver, another 15 for gold, and another 15 for Hall of Fame. So if you haven't looked at this chart correctly, with the Hall of Fame badge, it's going to give you a 65% increase on catching a body on the game. Now another thing that they didn't say in this graph is it also helps you make contact layups and contact dunks. So if you have any sort of contest, so as soon as it has 1% contest, that is where contact finisher actually kicks in for the full effect. So with the 65% increase with Hall of Fame, but as you guys can see, just with the bronze one, it's going to give you that humongous increase of 20% on catching a body with a higher driving dunk rating. Now the higher driving dunk rating or standing dunk rating is the higher chance of you getting a contact dunk. But if you don't have the badge on, you're not going to be able to make any dunks that are even remotely contested or any layups that are contested. That's why contact finisher is the best finishing badge in the game. It helps you make anything around the rim. And that's why I highly recommend, if you only have one badge point, put this badge on. Now if you have more than that, I'm going to show you the second best badge. Now this badge is my tied for second most essential finishing badge for every single build in NBA 2K20, which is Slithery Finisher. Now I'm going to show you some graphs right here from 2K Labs. If you're a 6'5" defender, so if you have a 6'5" defender on you, this is the contest rating it's going to have. So the contest they're going to have on you is a 69.4% without the badge, and you lose 5% off of that as soon as you have bronze Slithery Finisher on. So if you have a look from nothing to Hall of Fame, you're going to drop by a total of about 11%. So as you guys can see, the biggest jump is from gold to Hall of Fame. And that's why I highly recommend people putting this on Hall of Fame if you can. If you can't afford to put it on Hall of Fame, put it on gold, because have a look at that massive increase. Now with 100% contested rate with no badge is 40.3, and a contested rate with a Hoff badge is a 28.67. Now if they're a 6'11" defender on you, they're going to have a 76.4% chance of getting a block or a contest onto your shot. Take away 5 for bronze, then another 3 for silver, another 7 for gold, and then 3 for Hall of Fame. So if you're on a 6'11" defender or taller, gold would be the best value for you guys. So for a person who's 6'5", the best value would be Hall of Fame. But if you're going against a bigger player, the best value in badge points would be gold. Because have a look at that stat right there. Now after 100% contested rate, no badge, it's going to be 32% of you making the shot. With the Hoff badge, it's going to be 15% chance of you making the shot. So with the best value, as I said, Hall of Fame is when you're versing people who are smaller than you. Gold one is the best value when you're versing people who are bigger than you. So Slithery Finisher makes sure you don't get contact and helps you slither past the defenders and get an easy layup and or dunk. That's why people put on Hall of Fame contact finisher with Hall of Fame Slithery Finisher, because they sort of combat each other, have really good chemistry together, and that's why I recommend this as the second most important finishing badge on NBA 2K20. Let's go into the third most. The next most essential finishing badge in NBA 2K20, this is why I ranked it as the top 2. I really do think this one and Slithery Finisher are just up the top equal as the number 2, which is consistent finisher. Now I don't have the exact numbers on what it does, but here is what it says when you equip the badge in 2K. This is the more section. Penalties for missed time layups are reduced, allowing players to make more layups. What Consistent Finisher is going to do, it's going to help you if you go a slightly early or slightly late layup. It's going to give you that bit of a push to make that layup. If it's late or early, it still does work. Very late and very early, it still gives you that buff. Now, if you're a player who does it, for instance, a lot of layups, this is the badge for you. So this is for players who are like a play shot. Just as an example, so if you're a player who can't dunk it that much, if you go in the paint and do a lot of layups, this is what's going to help you. So every layup that you create and make, it's going to give you a percentage increase on making the next layup. And it's going to give you a percentage of the increase. So if you can't time your layup correctly every single time, Consistent Finisher is going to help you make that layup every time. Even though the paint offense is really overpowered, even with like a 1% covered layup, it still will make you miss the shot. If you do a slightly early or slightly late layup attempt and it's 1% covered, this badge will help you make that layup and help you be better at the rim as well. So that's why I highly recommend having Consistent Finisher on, because it buffs your layup attempts and it actually helps you when you can't time layups correctly without shot meter on. But that's the third most essential finishing badge. Let's go on to the fourth one. Now this badge is highly slept on, and this is why I'm going to talk about it as the number 4 slot. Now I don't have the exact numbers on because this is so highly underrated. I made a video on this about when the game first came out. Now Relentless Finisher, as it says here from 2K, it improves a player's ability to take a lot of contact by reducing the energy lost when attacking the rim for contact shots. Now also what I have noticed with this badge after using it on every single one of my builds, I always make sure I have this on at least bronze. What I have noticed is every single time I go for a layup, if I don't make the layup, when I don't have this badge on, I am missing a contact layup or a contact dunk. As soon as I put this on, it actually helps me make the contact layups and helps me make the contact dunks as well. Because the energy that you save when going to the rim and getting contact onto you, so someone's bumping and riding you all the way to the rim, this badge will make sure you have nearly full stamina every single time you're driving to the rack. So if you're a slasher, especially if you're any type of slasher, this badge is a must on at least bronze. Now the one I would recommend putting it on silver. That's 2 badge points, man. I'd highly recommend putting this on silver. That's what's the 4th most effective and the 4th most essential finishing badge, because you need this to finish at the rim, man. Make sure to put this on and tell me in the comment section down below if you do use this. Let's go on to the 5th one. Now I've got a lot of stats about the 5th one, man. Let's go straight into it. Now for my 5th most essential finishing badge in NBA 2K20, which is a Giant Slayer. Now I'm going to show you different stats I've got here from 1 inch to 6 inches. So what I'm talking about here is when someone is 1 inch taller than you, this is the effectiveness. So I'm going to show you the 1 inch, the 2 inch, then the 3 inch, 4 inch, 5 inch, 6 inches that people are taller than you as. So 1 inch right here, the chance of you making the shot is 41.3%, but with Hall of Fame it's going to be 47.3%. But if you guys have a look here, the greatest value for people who are taller than 1 inch taller than you is silver. For 2 inches, when they're 2 inches taller than you, the best value right here is bronze is the best value other than silver, but I highly recommend putting on gold when they're 2 inches tall. Now for people who are 3 inches bigger than you, the best value again is on silver. If you are seeing a trend here, the best value is silver once again. Now for people with a 4 inch and 5 inch tall height differential, as you guys can see here, silver is another great one, silver again. But if you see the big jump to Hall of Fame, you only need this on Hall of Fame as soon as you hit right here, the 6 inch differential height. That is when you need that. The taller they are, the higher badge level that you need. So if you're going against people who are 1, 2, 3 inches bigger than you, I'd recommend bronze to silver. People who are 3 to 6 inches taller than you, I would go gold to Hall of Fame. That's why I highly recommend you guys putting on Giant Slayer, because you remember, if you don't have tendencies on your player, you're going to be doing a lot of layups. You won't be doing many contact dunks. So when you drive into the paint trying to make layups over taller defenders, when you already know there's going to be a center in the paint sitting there most likely, or they're going to chase down, because a lot of people, they love to triple team the paint. They have no IQ and no brain, so it's instantly go and triple team the paint when you go for a dunk, so you have an easy kick out to the 3 or the mid range. But if there's only one player in the paint and you see you have a nice little separation because you got your contact finisher, your consistent, you got your slithery, you got your relentless on, and then you have your Giant Slayer as your 5th badge, this is why I highly recommend making it. Because the higher, without the badge, if someone's 6 inches differential at height, a 33% chance of making the shot, but as soon as you put it on bronze, it nearly goes up by a whole 10% chance of making that layup. That's why I love Giant Slayer. It helps you make layups over taller defenders. And that's why I highly recommend putting this as your 5th most essential finishing badge. I'm not going to give you 2 extra ones to finish the video, but let's get straight into it. The second last badge I want to talk about, which is fancy footwork. Now, the reason I only put this in the top 5 most essential, because it's not actually an essential badge to have. It is just a really nice badge to have. This is possibly, though it is the most overpowered finishing badge, behind the next one I'm going to show you. But with fancy footwork, it's not actually that needed unless you just don't know how to do anything but hop step in the paint. It's not a necessity. It's just good to exploit the game and exploit like the weaknesses in 2K's paint, okay, and paint defense. So fancy footwork is great when you do a lot of hop steps, and separate yourself when you drive into the paint and do a hop step. So you double tap X or double tap square, depending on what console you're on, and that separates you from the defender. You can have a wide open layup or a wide open dunk, depending on what gather you have. That's why I like fancy footwork as number 6, but it's not actually that essential. Now, the next badge I want to talk about, which is the most slept on finishing badge in 2K history, which is Acrobat. Now, with Acrobat, it gives you a significant boost in making a layup change. So if you do a reverse layup, a Euro step layup, half spin layup, a hop step. So if you love to do a lot of hop steps in the paint, Acrobat is a must need. If you do a lot of reverse layups in the paint, reverse dunks, Acrobat is a must. Acrobat works perfectly with fancy footwork. Fancy footwork and Acrobat work together to become a perfect relationship. It's just like contact finisher and slithery finisher. They're perfect relationships. They're perfect opposites of each other to make a positive change in the paint, to be able to make layups and dunks inside the paint. And they are my most essential finishing badges in NBA 2K20. If you guys could please leave a like, let's aim for 100 likes to the video. I know you guys could easily do it, as well as hit that subscribe button. All the links to my socials in the description on the top comment, and I'll be back tomorrow or the next day with the most essential defensive badges. But catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Finally got my grand badge, boys. Let's go. Snap it. I gotta snap an ankle right here, right now. Oh, he's a perimeter lock. That doesn't matter. He's on his stomach, man. Kid, I feel sorry for this boy. Oh my god, rest in peace. I'm sorry, mate. I don't want to have to do this. I unlocked my grand badge. You know what time it is? Oh, take a seat. Sit down. Think about what just happened. I'm here for you.